Considering I started my journey at 173 kilos, and that really wasn't even my highest weight, I'm now down to 94 kilos. I'm the oldest of three girls. My mom worked 3 jobs when we were growing up. This contributed a lot to the kind of foods that we ate in the house growing up, because it was more about what we could afford than about buying healthy food or like eating fruits and vegetables and things like this. It was more of what was convenient and easy to grab. But in the place of working hard, she also had weight issues of her own. And so in our home, we didn't always have like a role model of healthy eating. When my mom experienced emotions, the answer was to eat. You know, you eat when you're happy, you eat when you're sad, when you're stressed. It was just like the coping mechanism that we saw. And I think that as children, like we repeat what we see unless we're shown something different. And so as I was growing up and becoming a teenager, I did leave the family home when I was 14. There were a lot of personal family issues that were happening around that time. When I started to realize as like a young adult that I had an issue with my weight, I tried so many different diets. I did Atkins, I did keto, I've done South Beach diet, I've done an egg fast diet. I could be really committed to the diet when I wanted to get on it, and then I would lose weight, and I would always get to the scale where like the scale would get to like 280 pounds. And I could never get the scale to go under 280 pounds. So when I hit 280 and the scale stopped moving, immediately I was like, oh, okay, now I'm finished. Old habits creep back in, you go back to eating the way that you were, and you end up gaining that weight and then some. And I think for so many years in my adult life, I didn't believe that I was worth it. Like, yeah, I could stick to those short-term diets. I would lose weight, and then I would gain weight, and then I would lose the weight, and I would gain the weight. I just didn't feel like I had what it took to go the full distance, and I can make the commitment short-term, but I couldn't make the commitment long-term. I wasn't ready for the help. Like, a big part of my journey that I've been on so far is that the only reason it worked is because I was ready to make it work. I've always considered gastric bypass surgery. It's always been in the back of my mind because my mom had it. I was doing research, I remember, late one night online on the newspaper, The National, and I kept seeing this article pop up from a guy named Nick Webster. And I remember clearly, like I wrote the email and I was like, hi, my name is Shannon Pipes. I just wanted to reach out to you because I want to put my story out there. He did an interview with me and we did some photographs, and I don't want to get so emotional, but like 45 minutes after The National posted that story online, my phone rang and it was Burjeel Hospital. They heard about my story and they wanted to meet me. And I remember being in shock, because it was literally 45 minutes after the article had gone online. So this is what kind of led to my journey with Burjeel. They invited me to come in and meet with Dr. Burjeel, and I met with him, I met with the team, and this kind of leads us into the journey that I started to take with them.
So at Burjeel Hospital here in Abu Dhabi, we pride ourselves for having a large multidisciplinary team who's able to offer the full range of assessments and of treatments for patients who have obesity. So we have a large dietitians department, endocrinologists who have special interest in the medical management of obesity, such as drug therapy, psychiatrists, plastic surgeons, gastroenterologists who offer the full range of endoscopic procedures to manage obesity, as well as bariatric surgeons. And I am pleased to lead the bariatric surgery department, and we have state-of-the-art facilities. So you have the full ingredients to make a special and a distinguished and a prestigious service in this area in Abu Dhabi.
I had never gone to a doctor's appointment where a doctor welcomes you into their office and they want to hear your life story, and they're genuinely interested in what you've experienced with your weight in your whole life, and then not only want to hear your backstory, but also want to help you find steps to succeed. And so in that meeting, he laid out all the options that are available for bariatric surgery. We talked about the gastric sleeve, we talked about the gastric bypass, We talked about the necessary steps that are involved, because if you really get to the point where you want to have bariatric surgery, it's not where you just say, okay, I'm going to do it and it's going to be easy and let's go. No, there's definite steps that you have to take. These are things that hospitals have to do in order to go through with the surgery. It's more of to the benefit of the patient.
Well, here at Burjeel Hospital, Abu Dhabi, we look at ourselves as a leading private provider for bariatric surgery. We have a large multidisciplinary team who can offer the full range of treatments for obesity, be able to assess patients fully and correct any problems that patients may have in order to ensure that surgery can be delivered safely to these patients. So we look at ourselves as the leading party in the city and in the country, actually, to help patients who have problems with obesity and its related health problems.
I did have to go through all the various appointments. You get your endoscopy. I met with the dietitian and the nutritionist multiple times. I met with the psychiatrist because they want to make sure that you're in the right frame of mind and that you have the right support available, because it's a big journey that you go on. And so the kind of support that you have, the mindset that you're in, is all a really big component to this surgery. Because if you're looking at gastric bypass as a quick fix to just get rid of the weight and then you can go on with your life and you can go back to the bad habits and you can go back to the way you were, that's not how this works. Everyone will experience what we refer to in the bariatric community as the honeymoon phase. Honeymoon phase is after you've had surgery and the weight is just flying off and you're feeling fabulous, but there comes a point in time where it doesn't fly off that fast, and that's when you have to make sure that you've put in a lot of work in changing your habits with your relationship with food and your relationship with even physical activity to make sure that you can continue to succeed without just relying on that honeymoon phase to get you there. You have to be committed, and not committed in a short term. This is a lifetime change.
I did the easy part, which is the surgery, but she continued to do the hard work day in, day out, following dietary advice, exercising in order to achieve the excellent result that she has achieved.
You always want to have someone in your corner who's going to say you're worth it. And I felt that the minute that I stepped foot in Burjeel. They took a chance on me, and I will forever be thankful for the chance that they took on me, because it was somebody outside of my family saying, you are worth it. And we believe in you, and we believe in you so much that we have our team and you're gonna get support. Dr. Basil is so amazing. He gives his patients even his WhatsApp number so that if there's something that happens. I remember a few weeks out of surgery, I wasn't feeling well. And instead of going straight to the hospital, I just sent Dr. Basil a WhatsApp and I was like, Dr. Basil, I don't know what's going on. Can you tell me what's going on? And he kept me very calm, encouraged me to come to the hospital, and I was able to do the follow-up. But just that level of patient interaction, you don't really see that often.
She has fully transformed both physically, psychologically, and mentally. I can see that she has the determination to stay in and hold on to this achievement that she has reached. It has transformed her life. I can see her, she's a much happier person. She can move easily and she doesn't get out of breath, as I noticed when she first came to see me. It opens the doors for her to have a more healthy life. She has struggled with having children because of her weight, so that now is an option for her that she can explore.
It's funny when people don't see you for a long time and then they see you. It's really quite humbling, and it's a good reminder of where my journey was before and to where I am now. Because sometimes when I look in the mirror, I still see the person that I was before. I don't see where I am today. And so it's always good affirmations that my hard work is paying off and people are seeing the result of the work that I'm doing. But as much as it is about people noticing the physical changes, I think it's also important to notice the emotional and mental changes too. I'm a much more positive person. I feel much more confident in myself. I feel like I carry myself in a different way. I'm still Shannon, I'm still the person that I was before. I'd like to think that I'm just becoming a better version of myself.
Some people achieve good results, but after a while, they lose their concentration. They gradually drift back into old habits, and unfortunately, the weight comes back on. we are able to help them. Even at that stage, we can offer them further assistance from the psychiatric point of view, dietitian, and for surgery as well. There is a role for revision surgery in some selected patients, but I don't want people to think that they can go back and regain weight and rely on the surgeon to help them again. Although we can, this is not the way to look at it. One has to commit to long-term lifestyle modifications in order to achieve the good results, stay healthy, and avoid the consequences of obesity.
People who are sitting at home and looking for help say that I have this unhealthy relationship with food, or I have this inability to commit to physical activity, or whatever challenge it may be that you feel is the hurdle that's preventing you from living the life that you want to live. It's possible. You just have to believe it's possible and take that first step. Once you take that first initial step and step foot, reach out to Burjeel, reach out to Dr. Basil. Even if you're just coming to get the information, come get the information for yourself, because I guarantee once you receive that information, if you're open with your heart and your mind about what you want in life, it's possible.
I am passionate about this type. It's not just a profession. I always like to support my patients, not just around the time of surgery. So with all my patients, I share my personal mobile number, the number that my wife calls me on.
And Dr. Basil, you changed my life. I will forever be thankful for the chance that you and the team took on me. And the life that I live for my husband and for my nephews and nieces and for hopefully my future children is all because you saw something in me that I didn't necessarily see in myself. And I will forever be thankful. Prior to my gastric bypass, all of my travel, I either had to book 2 economy seats or I had to book a business class seat. And this summer will be the first time that I pay for 1 economy seat. And I cannot wait to sit down in that airplane and buckle up the seatbelt and look down and go, selfie time, because I know that this is what my hard work has paid off. Like, this is what I've been working towards. I've started building like a bucket list of things that we want to do. I want to go rock climbing. There's a place in Yaz that I want to try that I've heard about. This summer, going back to the States and seeing my nephews and my niece, being able to run around with them and play with them. I want to take them to Disney World and actually ride on the rides with them, because now I can fit. I finally am at a point with my weight where I can officially ride a horse, and I can't wait to experience that, because I haven't done that since I was a kid, because I've always been over the weight limit. And so these are just some things that I haven't experienced them yet, but I know how I'll feel when I do.